Good evening and karibuni sana to, I think, what I would call our season finale. So I think without further ado, I would like to introduce myself for those who are joining us for the first time. My name is Shalom Muniri, and I'm the director at Retro Group. And one of the things I'm passionate about is getting generations to basically connect with each other. And so amongst the many conversations we have, such as the one we're having today about supporting teenagers' mental wellness, and we've been doing this for the last month or so. I think we only just missed last month, again, because we also know how to take care of ourselves. And so due to unavoidable circumstances, we couldn't do last week's session. But thank you for joining us today. And I'm looking forward to conversations. As promised the last time we met, this time I will not be talking as much because we want to hear from a person who's really been behind the cameras. And we can't fake that experience. So today I want Mwix to be the one on stage. Tell us everything there is to know that we can share and support our teens as far as mental wellness is concerned, especially to do with this thing of wanting to be a celeb overnight and all. So Mwix, karibu. It's a joy having you as usual. Looking forward to a nice fun time. Yeah, so introduce yourself and we can take it on from there.
Okay. Yeah, so my name is Mwix Mutinda. I am an artist, a journalist, and I run a foundation called Care to Share that does mentorship in children's homes. So yeah, today I think I'll be focusing more. We look more at the journalist side of things and also the art side of things. And yeah, as an artist, I've performed in theaters. I have done a couple of films, and I got into also directing and producing. So which is a whole other story. But thank you so much for joining us. I'm looking forward to amazing conversations today. And please feel free to participate over there kwa chat. Yeah, because yeah. I like interacting more. I don't like talking to myself a lot. I'm an artist. We feed each other. You tell me, I tell you, I listen. Yeah. So I mean, hey, Sham, reality behind the glamour.
Yeah, I mean, because many young people say, whenever we're having even the light conversations, what are the serious ones of what do you want to be when I grow up? I want to be an influencer. I want to be a celeb. They're taking, and of course, the world that they live in now is the one for instant likes or dislikes, or being ignored. So yeah, we definitely need to have a conversation about the reality behind this glamour.
Yeah. Okay, cool. What a way to start us. So that is something that I encounter a lot with teenagers and kids when they see me in some of these projects. So they're like, hey, yo, Mwix, we saw on TV, so take us there, call us. When I can also act, I can be funny. Let me show you, I just want to be there. Call me, let's go. And sometimes you call people to go and do these roles and they get there and a child just goes like, I want to go home.
Why?
I don't want because one, there's so much work that happens. Like, for example, when you look at the number of minutes, like for a TV series, when you're watching an episode, the usual ones, not the Netflix standards, the local ones, an episode is like between 20 to 25 minutes at most, like mostly 22 to 24 minutes. And that can take like 2 days to shoot. Something that people are just going to watch for 24 minutes only. So you can imagine the amount of work that goes in there. That means you're in take 1, take 2, take 3, take 4, or, all the takes. And that involves you saying the same thing over and over and doing the same actions over and over. And someone comes there for the first time, they're thinking the camera was just set over. You guys came, you said things, they were recorded, they were taken to TV right away. No, there's just a lot of work that happens behind the scenes. So there's pressure to deliver, you know, it is a lot, and you have to deliver, because if it's not perfect, someone else will be called to do your job. A lot of times I've acted with people, and then we've had to come back on set and act the same thing with different people, because this person didn't deliver. And maybe the director didn't want to be mean and tell them, hey, yo, you don't have it, disappear. They just go like, oh, well, good job. But then they just know in their hearts, they know I didn't get what I wanted. They've tried to give instructions. They've tried to talk to them. They didn't get what they wanted. So they'll release them. It's a wrap for you. We good. Yeah, you've done well. But then the following day, they call someone else. We come do the same thing over and over.
Oh, so you mean they actually lose their role?
Yes.
Without being told they've lost it?
Yes.
Oh, so what happens when the final thing is out?
So you're going to be home, you're going to be wherever, telling your friends, oh, I have this project coming up, because they will actually pay you. Some of them will actually pay you, because I mean, you've come here for a day. So yeah, we appreciate you for the day that you've come on set. So you're there telling people, I'm on TV, watch this episode. You guys, I'm there. You'll watch me, you'll see me. And then episode runs, and you're looking at someone else saying your lines, and you're like, I know these lines from somewhere. I know this story.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, those are the lines that I was saying a few days ago or a few weeks ago. So it happens. There's a lot of pressure to deliver, because it is not just all glamour. It is not about the final product that people see. There's so much work that goes in there. Crazy rehearsals. Sometimes you have to leave town for you to go and rehearse out of town. You disappear for like a week to just go bond with other people. You're chilling with other people, different people. And that is really important for what you're going to do, for what you're going to deliver. But then you can imagine if you just wanted to come and shoot and go, and people are there telling you that you need to disappear from town for a week to go for rehearsals, and then they want to take you to places where maybe there's no proper internet connection, because you're going there to use your phone, you're going there to work. Yeah, so if you're not coming for it, if you're not into the story, if you're not into the craft, then it will mess you up. It will definitely mess you up. Yeah, and again, the schedules are just crazy. You find there are night scenes to be done. There's curfew going on. So people have decided, oh, now for the night scenes, we're going to shoot over the night. And you're there thinking, man, I need my sleep, really. By the way, I don't feel this vibe of being awake the whole night. And you're awake the whole night, saying the same thing again, over and over. Yeah. And the pressure to deliver doesn't just end there, because it is actually affecting a lot of public figures, so to say, or influencers, so to say, because it becomes so much. It stops being about you and it becomes about people. Now, this is not even apart from not from film. You see, for film, there's a script that you're following that has been written. But when it comes to these content creators, and the pressure is real. You need to be creating content and feeding people content, and then people are demanding for more content. I know people who upload like even three videos in a week, or sometimes they want others upload like a video a day. And it is so much pressure they wear out. That is the truth. Because, I mean, that is too much pressure, and you don't even have time to think through. You're producing, you're shooting because people want it shot, people want to watch something, and they'll be wondering, what is happening to you? What is happening to your creativity? We are not seeing anything happening. And creatives get carried away by that excitement, and they forget to take a break. They forget to move at their pace. And they end up producing content that, no one really wants to watch, because there's nothing new. There's nothing you're telling us. It is just the same thing over and over. So that is, it is pressure. And there's also pressure to be relevant. Okay. There's pressure to be relevant. In the middle of people pushing you to deliver, they also want you to be relevant at the same time. They want whatever you're saying to be attractive. They want it to make sense. They want it to be up to their standards. Hey, society.
Yeah. So I'm wondering that part when you're asking about being relevant.
Yes.
Who decides what's relevant? Is it you or is it society? Meaning, like if there's like a challenge that's trending, can't I just ride on it? I mean, as a teen, do I have to be, or a young person, do I have to be creating something original? Or can I just ride on the trend?
That's the thing. That's the thing. And oh my goodness, that is the other thing that we have to talk about. But first, first on being relevant, people have gone to crazy extents to be relevant, you know, because, and you'll see a lot of celebrities, especially musicians. You see them creating even beefs that are not there. All of a sudden, just want to come and say, "Oh, Shalom, you're nothing. Shalom, you can't do this. Look at you. I can do this better than you. I'm a better rapper than you." Because I have a new song that I'm about to drop. So we want to make this noise. I tukana Shalom, Shalom tukanas me back. We tukana each other. A lot of that, so that by the time I'm releasing my video, you know, it is relevant because people's mouths. I'm trending, so people will watch my videos. Too much pressure. So going to what you're talking about, whose standards? Whose standards? Relevance according to whose standards? I have seen a lot of people who jump into what is trending. Like there's like a challenge going on, you want to jump into it, do it, and be famous. You know, it has worked for some people. But then it has its downside. It has its good side, yes, because you'll be famous instantly. But then the downside is, who do we know you as? When you're not doing challenges, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And that challenge will pass, or you will do 2 more challenges and we'll be like, oh, wow, okay, challenge, okay, challenge, 3 challenges. Okay, fine. We're done seeing you do challenges. Now, can we see who you are? Can you see what else you have? And then people will just really move on from you very fast and they'll disappear. And that means that kills a lot of artists. I've seen it disturbing a lot of artists. And sometimes it's not about the challenges. It's about landing on a huge role. In film, I've seen artists landing on a huge role when they're really fresh in the industry. Or also for musicians, you try to sing your first song, it's a hit. Then pressure comes. Are you going to
produce another one?
Because produce another one. We want another one. And a lot of artists who have hit with their first songs, they really don't stay there for long because the pressure is too much. You were not ready. People loved you so much, and you fell for it. And there's something you give people. We are expecting more, and then you go back and there's nothing much. There's nothing much you're bringing. So the same people who are loving you, the same people who are cheering you on, they'll be the first people to bash you.
Yeah.
They will take you down. They will do all sorts of memes. You'll find yourself anyway, like, you know, in the middle of everything, and it really messes up artists. It messes up artists, like, you know, in a big way. Like, I remember for the longest time, I am going to quote him. He's my friend, and he's talked about this story openly. You remember, like, Jimmy Gates' situation?
Yeah.
I mean, Jimmy Gates at some point, he was back in, was it 2009, 2008 over there, when it was during the time for Muhadhara, time for Hura Tete Tunaenda, Hura. I mean, he was dropping hit after hit after hit. And groove party when Jimmy Gates was performing, and he had to be the last person to perform to close the show. You know, then it just got to a point, again, relevant according to who? It just got to a point when people just decided, imagine you're not relevant. Imagine atukufil. Imagine relating to that music anymore.
We're out, yeah.
We're out. So all of a sudden, people are using him on memes and all those things, and it really weighed him down as an artist. The first days, it took him down, because I remember he was even doing interviews on TV, and he could break down on live TV. And again, people have no mercy. They will still come back to him again the following day, like, oh, did you see him crying? You know, all those things. Well, good thing is he was able to get help to pick himself up. And he started even a movement that is fighting cyberbullying, and all those things that we do to each other online, all those heartless things. Yeah.
And then already, I guess teens are in a position where they're cyberbullying. Okay, well, let me just get to the part of they first bully each other. First and foremost, they're bullying each other.
Oh, yes.
And then now we add the online story where they're cyberbullying. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How does that work for them? And how is it driving our teens crazy?
And mind you, these are the people you've done a challenge. They have cheered you on. They'll say the way, oh, Mwix, you're creative. Mwix, you're the one. Oh, Mwix, you're on top of things. And then the same people with the same energy, the ones who are coming and saying, you're not even creative. What do you have? You have nothing new. What are you showing us? What is that? Oh, that is outdated. All those things. It means, one, when they were cheering you on, you build your, what do I say? You sort of felt a sort of connection. You drawing your strength from them. They were sort of feeding you and you are flying with that strength. They are cheering you on and you're moving on feeling, yes, I have it. The people are loving it.
Yeah.
And then now, these people who are loving it, they've dropped it. Gone. I'll give you an example of how these things can go from my own experience. So I go to when I was in college, I got my first radio show.
Wow.
I'm in college and I have a show on, on radio, on mainstream media. What are you saying? I mean, things
it was
are
national.
Good. It was national, yes. At the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation.
Okay.
One of the stations under KBC. So it was amazing. It's a show that I really loved. And I mean, it was beautiful. At the same time, I got a major role on, there's a show that was running on KTN. People for back in the day can remember it. It was called Adema. So the show is called Adema. I'm playing the role of Adema. So yeah, guys, I'm the show.
Okay, but do you
say, I'm the show. Yeah, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not those actors who can die tomorrow. I mean, I die, the show is not there. You understand? That is a feeling that you get when you're at that level. And now that comes with a lot of, things are looking up. So fans are here. Hey, yo, Mwix, go. Woo, yeah. Hey, we love you. We support you. We appreciate what you're doing. Long story short, the show ended somewhere in the middle of the second season, like around this 18th episode. Then the radio station was shut down.
Oh,
It was Venus FM, the former Metro FM. So what happened to Metro FM happened to Venus FM. So it had to be shut down. And then there's another station that was opened, a Somali station that was opened after that. Now, you see, luckily, we never got fired. Like, you guys disappeared. The station has been shut. They were fixing us in other departments. But you see, these other departments are not my thing. I'm used to being on air. I'm used to being, yay, we're listening to you. Oh, yay, And now you're over there, you've been thrown into production. Well, good thing that is what I had studied when I was doing my journalism, majored on radio programs production. So I can still work perfectly behind the scenes.
Yeah.
But that wasn't my thing. Even in school, I was just like, okay, let me just learn this editing thing. Maybe I just decide to edit for fun. Maybe, you never know. Because I'm really not that behind the scenes kind of person. I'm supposed to be on the mic. I'm the one who's supposed to be talking. So, and then here I am. I've been thrown into a production studio where my work is to sit behind this computer and the mic is in the other room. So my work is to cue people when they're recording. I'm there like, okay, hold now, give me another take, and editing.
What does that do to a young person's esteem?
Oh, it kills you. It kills your self-esteem. Because the people who are cheering you, they're not there. They're not there. You're not giving them what they were coming for. They were there because you'd read their big ups on radio, And now you're not reading their big ups on radio. So why are we talking to you? Why are we your friends? We're not there, you know. And now that really weighed me down. It really weighed me down like a big deal, because I was like, hey, wait a minute. I was used to posting something and I'm getting 200 comments, 200. So I go back and I realized all these comments were just people trying to get their messages be read on air. You know,
yeah.
These are not people you don't have a relationship that you think you had. It is not there.
In fact, now that
And
you're mentioning that,
yeah.
Sorry for interrupting you, but now that you're mentioning that you have no relationships and it was not there, Ebu, tell me about that story of fans versus friends, you know, where you think you have friends.
Oh,
because when you mention relationships, I'm imagining friends.
Yes. Yeah. Disclaimer: your friends are not your fans. Your fans are not your friends. Like that line needs to be so clear to any young person out there who is trying to venture into art. Your friends are not your fans. And your fans are not your friends. Your friends will support you. They will cheer you on when you're doing your shows. They'll be there, they'll support you. But don't treat them like groupies. You know, because sometimes we get used to being surrounded by groupies, by people who are like, oh yeah, oh, you know, we respect you, we did it. And then you end up treating, you know, the way you're telling them, oh, thank you guys, oh, thank you for the love, oh yeah, I see you. And then I come here, I'm talking to Shalom, who is my friend, and I'm like, oh yeah, Shalom, I see you. Shalom is my friend. We're supposed to talk. This the person who after my show will tell me, now the show wasn't good because it did and this and this and this. I feel if you did it this way, it could be better. But then Shalom will not tell me that, because I've already put Shalom in that category of groupies and fans. So I don't even have time. I don't have that time. And what artists forget, or what people forget, personalities forget when they get there, is these people are there for the artist, for the art, not you as a person. They are there for the artist, not you as a person. Kabisa, not you.
I thought has just occurred.
Yeah.
About how, you know, and especially because sometimes, okay, yes, here we are operating both from the parenting and the adult point of view, supporting teens, right? Yes. But I just remembered how parents like cheering on their kids to, you know, whenever they're on stage and they're singing or they're performing something, from when they're young, they're cheered on as though they're heroes. Whereas a lot of the time, it's the parent who's feeling hot for themselves. The parent is the one who's feeling like, you know, look at my kid. They're the ones who are bragging about the kid, as opposed to the kid actually performing. Then they make the child think that they're very good and they're hot, you know, they're all that. Then when they're finally on stage, the world actually gives them real feedback.
The audience goes like, boo.
Boo. And yet the mother, father had said, you know, you're the best. You're just, you know, you're the best actor. In fact, you're headed to Hollywood right now. How can we? Yes. How can we not set up? How can we help our kids be able to receive negative feedback? I believe like one thing that really held me back, even the time I was going through these moments, is that I had pillars to go back to. I was still able to identify people I knew before I got to that place. And even when I was at that place, I didn't forget about these people. They were always around there. And I knew it was very clear about the people I can really count on. You know, so I think having that, you know, especially for teenagers and kids, if that person can be your parent, if your parent can be that, you know, person, you know, when the world is booing me out there, they'll come and give me that hug, you know. Not the hug of, no, ignore them, you're good. No, hug of, relax, let's strategize, let's see what we can do better. You know, if they're booing, there's something they do not like about that. Or is it the wrong audience that you are addressing, you know?
they'll be able to come and you'll be able to figure things out. So I think the biggest task for parents, actually, oh man, you see, when it comes to kids stars, it's even worse. Because I'm trying to imagine I was going through this situation and I was already a grown-up, you know. But he's a child. He's a child who is used to being famous. And I see them. I see them when they come on set. And there's just a way those kids stars just walk in and they know good, they do this. And then they come in and they're being directed. And the director is directing them something, it's a different role from the role they've played maybe previously. And they're like, no, but I want to be the one bullying them. The script doesn't say you're the one who's bullying. The script over here says you're not the one bullying them. You're the one who's getting bullied. So this is how the script is going. No, I don't want that one. Because now maybe their parents or they've not been explained to what this is about. You know, they've just been told, you know, you're the best, go there, do this. So when this child is meeting someone and they're trying to direct them differently, or they meet someone and they go for an audition and they're like, no, you're not fit for that role. Oh. You need to see kids breaking down at auditions and
teenagers included.
Teenagers included. Like you're telling me I'm not good. What do you mean I am not good? I was told I'm good, I'm the best. So what is it that I can do? So the directors are like, okay, look, it's not even about what you can do. Your performance is good, but now I'm looking for someone taller. No, just because I'm not tall. And you know, some roles can be really specific on what they're looking for. So just, I think the biggest task that parents have is to teach their kids and teens how to accept a no. Let me put it the way it is. To accept a no. To just know there's a time you'll be told no. Even when you're cheering them on, when you're pampering them or telling them about all these things that they can do. Tell them there's a point they'll go, those things that they're good at, there's someone who's gonna say no to them. I think that's just it. Because don't let that person at the auditions be the first person to tell your child no or your teenager no. Just you let them know there are times
So what's the role of godfathers and who you know? You know, like how that can network thing of
Yes.
I know who I know.
That one is a big deal. It's not about talent, it's not about your skill, it's not about all those other things. There's also who sent you to these auditions again? Who told you we were auditioning? Okay. Shalom sent you. All right, you go in. And who sent you? Mwix sent you. Mwix. Which Mwix is this? No, we are not auditioning. I don't think. No, we're not auditioning. We're done. There's that, and there's kickback. You know, when we talk of kickback, I think people in a lot of government offices know what I'm talking about. Those things are played, you know, when people are looking for tenders and all those things. I hear that's where these games happen. So people sometimes they think, when it comes to acting or music or whatever, you know, it is good, but it's not. There are other forces that control the industry. There are people who say, there are people who say when you're relevant, there are people who say when you stop being relevant. And they'll finish you. By finishing you, not killing you. No, it's not scary. They'll finish you in terms of your career. You know, it is just a matter of, we have the event organizers that we have who do big concerts. They're very few. They're like 3, you know? We know it is so and so, so and so, so and so. So when it comes to the kind of events that you're targeting, you know the people in charge. So these people will just talk and they'll say amongst themselves, they're like, Mwix is being a superstar. That's how they refer to what they're being hard-headed, or when they don't comply to the terms and conditions.
So a superstar is not necessarily a good thing. Okay.
There are terms and conditions that apply. So here's the thing. I'm calling you, Shalom, to perform in this concert. because you're going to give me 40% of the pay that we agree. Yeah. So Shalom is there saying, no, I cannot do that. No, I'm the one who's performing. No, you see, I'm the one. I'm like, oh, okay, fine. Cool. You stay at home and you see where you're going to get that money from.
Yeah.
Cancel Shalom. Why? Shalom is being difficult. This artist is being so difficult. We cannot deal with this artist. And
well,
that word is going to spread around.
They say you can go and keep 100% of your zero.
Oh, wow. Whoa, savage. That is savage.
Keep 100% of your zero instead of 2% of, you know.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's savage. But I'm sure, I mean, that's what happens.
Yeah.
You know, and the word will go around and they will talk to each other. And that's how we'll not see certain artists in certain concerts. Not that they're not good performers, but because you wronged someone somewhere, you wanted to prove a point somewhere. Actually, you not even wanting to prove a point. You stood by what you believed in and you stood by what your principles told you, you know. Now you can imagine these are young artists, these are teenagers who is there rapping and doing their thing and they're good at what they do. And you get and someone says they have to take almost half your money because, sometimes as will ask you for 50 without even blinking, like it's their right.
Yeah.
We're going 50-50 on this. Take it or it. So you leave it and you're cancelled and you're trying to look for gigs and you're not getting gigs.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, what is happening? What is going on? What is going on? And I mean, the issue about who you know, it is very important. People think it doesn't apply. People think, these are the arts, you know, music, whatever. It is a big deal.
There's something we talk about when it comes to mental wellness. And I think one of the main things that we forget to deal with a lot is the social connection. Like you ought to be, if you want your young person, whoever your young person may be, whether you're mentoring them or you're their parent or whatever, if you want them to sort of fit within society, and I don't mean conform to society the way Christianese would look at it, I mean just fitting, they need to develop some social skills, you know, like social and interpersonal skills.
Yeah.
And what I'm getting is before they need to, you see, because they're going to go into a space where it's who you know that matters. Yeah. They need to have developed the skills to interact with this who you know.
Yes, correct.
And therefore, I think, and that's why I didn't call this supporting mental illness, it's supporting mental wellness.
Yeah.
Where you basically equip your team to cope with whatever is out there, however unfair it may seem to be. And that's what I'm hearing you say, that they need to be able to connect with the people who are calling the shots.
Yes. And because here's the thing, and sometimes, you know, there's that phrase of about who you know, sometimes it puts people down and it makes people not venture into what they want to venture into. And it's, you know, I hear people saying sometimes you send people to go for auditions and they're like, I cannot go for auditions, you just call me, we just go direct on TV. You see these auditions, these people, it's about kujuana, it's who you know.
So they refuse to go.
They will refuse to go. People will refuse to go. Yeah. Oh man, people don't want to go for auditions. That is the truth. Like I have a lot of people who have told me, yo, tell me we do these things. And when you send them auditions, like, see, just give me the role and you know me. And I'm like, okay, these auditions are not even mine. This is not my production. I have forwarded you a poster because I know this production and I know it's a good place for you to start.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, you just call me there. I don't want to audition. And one thing that really has discouraged people about auditioning is what you're talking about who you know. They feel I will not get his chance. But again, this is what I tell young people, teens mostly. You see, it is about, yes, who you know matters, but also you have to be known from somewhere. There's also a part where you introduce yourself. You need to show up and introduce yourself. Make yourself known. You know, make yourself known.
Yeah.
Step out there and introduce yourself and let them remember you. because they're supposed to remember your name. That is something before I got my first role for acting, I went for a couple of auditions, because I lost count at that point. Actually, the first I ever got was a college. It was a college film that they were doing when the film students, when they do their final end of whatever college exams, they do a project. They write a film, they direct, they do everything into groups. So they were auditioning at Allianz, and I go for these auditions and I got a call back. I was so excited. They were not paying anything. There was no pay.
Yeah.
But they just said I got a role. And then I'm there thinking I have a role. We are just seated. It's a crowd scene. We are just seated somewhere and it's a funeral scene.
You were cast as part of the crowd.
Part of the crowd. And like, you've gotten the role. And I was like, yes, I've gotten the role. The world is already, the world is not ready yet. I'm about to show you what I'm made of. We're sitting, oh man, it is a crowd in a funeral. Wow. Then something happened. In that production, they had the meals. When it came to the meals time, let me talk about meals, because meals are sensitive. Food is sensitive on set. Okay. So they had food for the main cast, those people who have lines. And then there was food for the crowd. So we are all actors. But now these ones, because they have lines and they're more important for the film, or so they thought, which got me thinking, if you were not important, why did you even call us? But anyway, so the food is different that these people are having and these people are having. So you can imagine you have not prepared this teenager enough, or you as a teenager, you're not prepared enough to know, things will happen. And you focus on what has taken you there. You look at them and you'll be like, they're eating better food than us. Why? Does it mean we're not important? Does it mean we're not supposed to be here? Does it mean it's the wrong thing for me? Does it mean there are all those questions that will go in your mind because you're not prepared for that? Yeah.
I'm hearing, okay, continue. Go ahead.
So there are a lot of people we started this we started this when we were getting into this craft with. We used to go for auditions together. We used to call each other for these projects. And it just to a point, that conversation, I think they had a lot of that conversation in their minds, and they were like, it is just not for me. It is not for me, because there are a lot of productions you'd go to and you're an extra, you're part of the crowd, and you're told, you stand there, let the people with lines eat first. So you wait. And mind you, you've been here from morning with these people. You guys are there starving the same way, but you wait, you're an extra. So relax. You're not that important to this production. It can actually go on without you. So you relax. This one, we cannot afford to lose them. So when you're not prepared and focused on what you really want to achieve, it can mess you up.
Okay.
But funny thing, I look at these things right now is when I realize what happened. And I'm like, hey, wait a minute. Did they just serve us a different meal? But at that point, I wasn't taking any offense. I was like, oh, wow, I want to be part of those ones who get that special meal. That was that's what I kept on saying,
So attitude is a big deal.
Attitude. What do you want? What do you want? And there's this, the statement I'm about to say has been really misused, but I want to say it and then I want to explain it. What do you want and how bad do you want it?
Oh, how bad do you want it?
Yes. So let me explain. By how bad is my kind of how bad I want it is, it will make me, that was giving me power to persevere when all these things were happening. When I go somewhere and I feel, you're being treated differently. Like the rest of the people are being picked in town. There's a bus that is picking the main cast, but then the rest of you guys given direction. Get a matatu from Odeon, alight at whatever, ask for what, then they call this number when you get to this, like you can get post all you want. I mean, we just need you for the crowd and no one will even see your face that much. So yeah, So how bad I wanted it is what made me persevere and not take offense. I actually get offended right now for those things that happened like 6 years ago. And I'm like, how did they treat me like that? But then you cannot go back and ask them because that was then, you know.
Yeah. And I guess it was part of the journey.
It is part of the journey. And you see, this is a journey that we are not preparing teenagers to go through. We are not preparing kids to go through. We want to get them from there. Very few people will tell you to call their children for auditions. They will tell you, get my child a role.
So we are messing them up by fixing them in places.
Yes. Get my child a role. Yeah, call them, they come act. They're actually fun in the house. They can act. You're not teaching them. You're not teaching them that there's something called auditions. Like there's an interview that you need to go through that will determine whether you get the role or not. Yeah, this is work at the end of the day. And there's something else that will happen at auditions that also used to happen a lot. And a lot of people we began the craft together, they couldn't take it. Would be on a queue, like we would go for auditions in the morning and we are queuing there till evening. There are times I would go for auditions at 9 a.m. and I would leave that space at 5. That's the time I've been auditioned. All this other time I've been on the queue. And people would come and they're like, oh, Shalom, come. The director was waiting for you. Come.
They jumped the queue.
They jumped the queue. And there's a time that happened. And it is that image is so clear in my mind. I can even tell how that lady was dressed on that day. That was back in 2011, I think.
Yeah.
And she had just walked into the National Theatre. She walks in, wow, confidence. And I had already seen her on TV. So we were like, oh, that's so-and-so. Wow, hey, she's good. She's on TV. Hey, these TV guys. So she walks in. And then she gets to where we are queuing. The queue has gone round and round and round, like some of those queues I see in town when guys are waiting for buses, those disciplined areas. So, so this girl comes and the casting director is out there calling people one by one and telling us, you guys move, you're making too much noise. You make sure the queue is straight. Then he sees this chick from afar and he's like, hey, you, come. The director was waiting for you. And I was like, what? The director knows them. Wow.
Okay.
What? And she's just come. And then she stands there next to the casting director. And after the person was inside the being auditioned, stepped out, this chick stepped in. She was auditioned.
Yeah.
And after auditions, she's just there talking with the casting director and saying, oh, yeah, it has gone well. Oh, Nani's nice. Oh, I'm looking forward to working so and so again.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you've worked together before. So in my mind, a lot of people in the queue are like, you see these TV people, they cannot even queue. Why are they making us do this? Are we not human beings? We are all auditioning. When people were doing that, what was going on in my heart was, and I didn't complain with them. In my heart was like, God, I want to pull that one day. I want to be known like that.
You want to be the one who's being picked off the queue.
Yes. I want to be picked and taken in there. I want that director to know me.
Yeah.
Because whether they knew each other outside the scene, outside the art or not, I had seen her on TV and I'd seen her work and she was brilliant. She's a brilliant actress. So, I mean, for me I just want to let me be that good that I will get there and you people will know me.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And that happens, fast forwarding, moving to, it is something that has come to happen.
Yeah.
And I would see people in queues and the look they're giving me when I'm skipping the queue and jumping over there. And I'm like, sorry, I cannot explain to you, but I was there.
Yeah, you put in the work.
Yeah. But now you see, you have to be prepared for that. You have to be ready. Like how bad you want it and how far you're willing to go for it. Because that will give you all that patience. Like you just decide, today I'm doing auditions. What is your plan for tomorrow? Auditions. And you know you're gonna be there from morning to evening until when the director is ready to see you after they're dancing, the people they know.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. There are people, and It's all fair that way, by the way, because there are these people, I've seen them do apples, I've seen their work, and I know they can deliver, and I know they're disciplined, I know how much they respect the craft. So why should I give this stranger the first priority over there to come jumping over here to audition? Let me first deal with these ones that I know what they're coming to do.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. It is a process.
Okay. Now
Yeah.
I want to ask you another one that you had mentioned, and I almost had forgotten to ask that. Yeah. When you were talking about being kicked into production, being bumped off from acting to production, or from having this main role to production.
Yeah.
What is the role? Okay, you see, there's this thing, we keep saying that if you go jumping onto too many things, then it's not good for your wellness, right?
Yeah.
But yet, if you have other skills, you will survive in this world. You'll have more. You see, this thing is about the reality behind the glamour.
Yes.
So there will be the glamour that, the cameras are shining, the lights and everything is on and it's fine. And then you get to the point where when that goes off, what's the role of having other skills rather than just the acting?
It is super important. And a lot of actors will differ with this. A lot of filmmakers will be like, no, if you're a filmmaker full-time. You see, these are full-time job. You people are the ones who make people not to respect filmmaking. But hey, here's my thinking. Like, even in other careers, people have what we call backup plans. Plan A, B, C, D to Z.
Yeah.
They can't all fail. At least plan Y will work at some point. So this is how I face things. Like before I went back to college, I was already acting in theater. I was already acting. I'd already gotten into shows, and I felt, wait a minute, there's this thing that I see people do, hosting things on TV, hosting radio shows, and as an artist, I feel I can do that. And you see, as an artist, feeling like I can do that, I didn't go and say, hey, you guys, you call me, we come and do a show in the studio. The way people would call me. People would call me when I was in the studio and they would be like, especially artists, the irony. They'll be like, hey, Wigs, so you call me, we make noise in that studio. Nita to kelele. I'm like, oh, so that's all you hear when I'm in the studio. Kelele too. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you call me, we have fun in the studio. And I'm like, oh, wow, I'm happy that you find my show that much fun. But hey, wait a minute. You guys are the ones who say filmmaking is and it needs to be respected and it's a full-time job. And you get offended when people tell you, come tuende kwa TV, niite kwa TV tuende. But now you feel it's okay for you to walk into my studio and to piga makelele.
Yeah.
It is not fair. It is not fair. Double standards. Anyway, back to the story. So in theater, we're doing set books. I'm doing these roles and I feel like I can host a show. So to do that, I found, people have to study something called journalism. Why? Because there are ethics, there are things you need to say. You need to be careful what to say on air. You need to be whatever. Oh, it's something people need to go to school for. Yes. Back to school. So I go study for my, was it 3 or 4 good years? Then at the same time when I was studying, because I was taking evening classes, I was still doing film. So I never disappeared from film and plays. Yeah. So go there and come back here. Go there and come back here. And I believe that is even what contributed to me getting the show when I was in college, because I knew what I wanted and I wanted it so bad. The minute I felt like I'm already getting the gist of it now, I could knock doors and say, hey, I want to sit in this studio and see what happens. I'm studying this thing and I'm so and so. Go introduce yourself. People know you,
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how I found myself when acting, because it's a time that, when acting went, productions are not that many. You're going for auditions, roles are not coming up. I was able to lean back on radio.
And do radio. Actually, yes, I remember you being on radio for a bit. Yeah.
Yes, go back and do radio.
So now, then, continue.
And now when the radio also becomes something else and things are not stable and you're feeling like, oh man, I am done with this experience. Like, okay, it's been real. No, we're done. Imagine we're done. You cannot just afford to say we're done and you don't know where you're going. You don't know what you're going to do. Or you say done and start looking for the same job at another radio station. You're not done.
Yeah.
So if you have this fallback plan, then you're done there and you're jumping into filmmaking. You're going back into acting. You're going to acting full time or to producing.
Yeah.
No.
But then now, how about those parents or those adults who tell their teens that acting is not a serious job, or being an artist is not a serious job? Why don't you become an engineer and that can be a fallback plan?
Hey, let me tell you. That one is always a conversation that drives actors crazy. Like when someone goes like, "Hey, acting is not serious." What did you just say?
Yeah.
And that's how it has been. And people will say it, and people will ask you, apart from acting, what do you do?
Yeah, because there are parents who are calling their kids stupid because of, can't you do anything better with your brains?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here's what I believe. Here's what I believe. Everyone has their capabilities, and everyone has, you see, acting to me is not even about, it is work, it is therapeutic, it is everything. It is just that zone for me. For a minute I forget about Weeks and I jump into something else. I become a Shalom and I live like Shalom. Without having to care about things that concern Weeks.
Yeah.
It has its dangers, though. We will come back to that. There's no danger in that.
I don't want you to lose that one. Yeah.
Yeah, because you can also run. There's a danger of running too far. You run too far from Weeks, such that you can never return back to Weeks.
To return to who you are.
Exactly. You get carried away. You get carried away in a role or by a role, and that's it. You forget the kind of life that you had before that role came. Because for sure, there's something called derolling. Derolling for actors is where derolling, yeah. You've already got the role, you've acted, you've performed the role, you've lived the role. Then now, it is time to do something else. That project is over.
Yeah.
You see people stuck in that character. You see people walking around and they're behaving like a role they played in a certain movie. And you're wondering, hey, wait, I thought you were just acting. You want to say this how you live your life? Because they didn't de-roll. They didn't come out of it. And, locally, we are not yet there at that point where we sponsor such. Because I know in Hollywood, it's a different situation. People, productions pay for your workshop, you go and bond and come, you do your show, you finish your show. There's a vacation. You guys go on a vacation to just forget about the project. Now you're done.
That is now the de-rolling.
De-rolling, yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Again, even as actors, we also you don't even need the production to do that for you. It is just, you can take yourself there. You disappear, you finish your project, disappear, even if it's just up country. When you're up country, talk to Shalom and say, hey, Shalom, I just want to go somewhere and, chill. Bas, I go to your Ushago and I stay there with different people. I interact with different people. I experience different kind of life. By the time I'm coming back, I'll be me. Because what happens when you land in a new place, you go back to default settings.
Okay, that makes sense.
You'll go back to default settings because how do I survive? Who do I talk to? What do we talk about? You'll find you've gone back to yourself, and that will help you de-roll.
Okay, wait, pause over there. When you're saying you're going back to default setting, what if your default setting is empty?
There's also that.
Because you see, we're talking about how parents, because if it's parents supporting, or whoever it is, parent, mentor, whatever, supporting your kids through this, What if you never learned? What if as a young person, you never learned how to make friends? You never learned how to connect with people? You never learned how to receive feedback. So your default setting is really 0.
And that takes us back to, remember what we said about your fans are not your friends are not your fans.
Mm-hmm.
So here you are, you've gotten carried away by this role, and now you're behaving like, let me use, like, for example, my previous show, I was acting as Zawadi. My name was Zawadi, this teenager, and people were addressing me like as Zawadi. Sometimes even in the streets, people call me, yes, Zawadi. And I'm like,
exactly.
yes. And sometimes it gets really awkward when I'm working with people we've just met. I've just told them I'm called Mwix, and they hear someone calling me Zawadi, and they're like, oh.
And you
did
respond,
you just lie? Yeah. So sometimes we forget about our friends, and we become Zawadi with our friends.
Yeah.
And what that means is we end up losing friends.
Okay.
We will lose friends because I'm guilty of that. I've lost friends before. When I didn't know any better, I lost friends because I treated them as my fans.
Yeah. So you're speaking from experience.
From experience. I got carried away by the moment, and I was like, I mean, oh yeah, what's going on? Yeah, this is how we do this. And by the time I realized I didn't have friends, the circle was gone. They were not there. Of course, not everyone got lost, but there are a few people can point out and say, this one, I'm the one who lost them. This one, there's that. So people get carried away, and when you get carried away like that, you don't have anywhere to fall back to. You don't have anyone to hold you back when you're falling, when you want to lean back. There's no support system. They're gone. Yeah. Because you played the superstar with them. You treated them like groupies.
Yeah. Oops.
So they're not there.
Mark wants to ask you a question. Or to make a
Mark,
comment.
Please.
Yeah. So when Shalom asked the question about what if what you're going back to is emptiness, it kind of struck me because I was thinking, because it's the performing arts. And there's this thing that we've been cultured to believe is that we're as good as our last performance.
Yeah.
So basically, when we're not performing, we are not good.
Yeah, that's a Kawa conclusion, yes.
And it's not just in acting, it's basically in your workplace, in life. Like, people show you love.
Yeah.
When you're doing, like, even remember when you were doing well in school, you're number one. If you were number one, you'd get so many applauses. If you were average, you just knew me, I'm average. If you were pulling the tail, you just relegated your entire life to be you're not good at anything, so just keep quiet and move on with life. And the thing I'm thinking is, and it's something personally I struggled with before I found out like how to deal with it, is we define ourselves because as per performance. We rate ourselves performance wise. We don't rate ourselves as who we are and what we are good at. And we're not competing with anyone.
But if you're going to, if you're starting out in schools and places where teachers are saying that it would have been better if your parent had bought a cow instead of paying your school fees. I mean, like, if that's the viciousness with which this young person
we
is growing
enter
up,
this world.
Yeah.
So we enter this world being told you will be loved when you perform better. So that emptiness is the thing that it's like we even pass it down to our children because that's what we believe. We believe that you have to be good at something to be loved.
Yeah.
So I there's a day I asked myself, so the guys who used to never get anything in class, like how's their how is their life? Like did they make it? Did they make anything out of themselves? Because you at home, no one is showing you, your siblings are the ones getting maybe the love more than you are. And maybe now you get to fall in love with the arts, and maybe you are or sports. You want to become a footballer, and then you're told, yeah, that football thing is okay, but you can go to school and do something else. Like, it's the thing that now you love is not it. Your acting is not it. Your DJing is not it. There's a kid who wants to just become a DJ. They love music, but they're being told, still you need to do something else to be it.
So that it ends up being a very elusive kind of goal.
Yeah, and to tie it into mental health is, once you depend on that becoming it and you never achieve it, you feel less than. So when now the rejection comes, when you go and you're told, no, you're not good at that role. No, even now, when you're derolling, if you don't know even how to deroll, now you even fall further. If the show you are acting in was not picked up, you fall further down, because.
And so the spiral of rejection, then depression continues.
Yes, yeah.
So what's a parent supposed to do in such a case? How do you support a kid who's not all that and they're being rejected, I guess?
I think you just love your children for who they are, not what they can do.
And tell them the truth. Just tell them the truth.
Love them for who they are. As in,
and then come and buy.
Come and buy.
Hey.
Yeah.
If
Imagine
they train out something and they can't kick a ball, just tell them, I love you, but mpira,
you can't kick the ball. Yeah.
Yes. Try table tennis. Try it with your hands. The legs have refused.
Labda anacheza bano ndio yanaweza.
And you are calling me vicious.
And you see, when you're talking about all this, when you're talking about being told we are the best and all those things, my mind just goes to one place. And it's that space of okay, I don't know what has happened to my video.
Okay, just continue. I guess you'll get back.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
So it takes me back to, generally our society is just used to titles. For me, it is titles. It's not even about, it is not even about all those other things. And I went through a situation where so briefly, when I was in radio, one of my biggest jobs, when I was working behind the scenes, one of my biggest jobs was to get, when I was preparing content for radio, I have to plan how the 4 hours are gonna look like. Then that means I have to get guests, relevant topics, get different guests to come and talk about different things. So I get this guest, she was really good. So she would come and talk about certain issues over and over. So when certain issues rise up, she would be the first person I'm calling. So we had a good rapport. Then now I leave that station, and she had saved me as Mwix Milele FM. Yeah. And now things happen and I'm not on Milele FM. So the next time I'm calling her for totally a different project, still to do the same things. And then she's like, oh, so you said you're no longer there. So now how do I save you? And it was
because
such a big
you
deal.
no longer have a title.
You don't have a title. How do I save you? And I remember how she was it really disturbed her mind. I could see the genuine discomfort and disturbance on her face. Like, how do I save this one now?
So there's that thing of society defining you by the role that you're playing.
Yes.
Okay. Wait, I need to
calling
ask
you
you.
Wix, the producer, you, the whoever, the whoever. So now when you're not there.
But
how do I
now,
call you? How do I address you?
because I know you have something else.
Yes.
Because I know you have something else. How about the new role that you're playing now? It is adding to different titles.
Niliona tu picha
Yeah.
nikasema huwe.
Yes, because now you see that's already. Can you compare Zawadi with the new role that you have now?
Nothing close. Nothing.
Yeah.
That is someone else.
So tell us about versatility. How are you able to be versatile enough to act totally different roles without losing your mind?
Without losing my mind, especially that.
Yes, without losing your mind.
Wow. So this is my trick. One, I talk a lot with myself. You think I talk a lot? I don't even talk a lot. With myself, I talk a lot. I talk to myself a lot.
Yeah.
And I tell myself a lot of, hey man, I think I'm really real with myself. And I tell myself the things I cannot do, the things I can do. And the things that I believe I can do, I really talk myself into them, and I push myself to go and do them. You know. So when I'm going for these roles, I first have that conversation with myself to first know exactly where I am at as Mwix. And then which role is this, and how is it, where is it taking me? Because at some point it was about going for all auditions, auditioning for all the roles and taking whichever role comes. But then it has gotten to a point where there's something called a brand that you find you've become. And now there's a direction that you want to take as a brand, as an actor. And now there are roles that are just gonna be holding you back. There are roles that you not be growing. They're not pushing you to limits. They're not challenging you to your capabilities, or rather to explore your artistic,
nature,
curiosity, and all that. Yeah. So now this new role, was such a challenge. But it was really, I was excited to go and do it because it's something totally different, something I cannot relate. Like I've never been, it's a role of a junkie. I've never been around a junkie of that level. So that called for serious research of looking for them and looking for where they are found and looking at how they look like, how they talk, how they do their things, how do they reason, how do they move, all those things. And oh wow, it is interesting. I am really waiting to see what happens, because I've been playing very polite roles.
Yes.
And the last time I played a mean role, oh my goodness, that is something else that I needed to talk about. The last time I played a mean role, I was really bashed online.
Oh wow.
Yes.
What happened?
Oh man, there was serious bashing online. So I was playing this role that was it was just a short clip that I was going out with this guy, and this guy doesn't have enough money. He's not able to foot the bills. And the guy asks for backup. Like, hey, yo, do you have some 2Gs you top up? I have this much and the bill is this much. And then this girl the girl is like, no, it was your idea. Why should I do this? Why should I? And this girl was a blogger. So she goes on her blogs and she's like, yo, this guy, what is wrong with men? They cannot, all those things. And people could not differentiate between, they could not tell this was just acting. Man, they came at me. They were all machine guns. This girl, wow, she's a gold digger. She's this slave queens. For once I was called a slave queen.
Wow, I can't imagine Mark, you a slave queen.
I know. Yeah, but for once I was called a slave queen.
I die.
And now you see. Again, you see, when you've gotten into the industry with the wrong with the wrong reasons, looking for people, looking for love, looking for people to appreciate you, to cheer you on, and get such a role, and people bash you like that, it will do something to you. It did something small to me. Let me not pretend. It did something small to me. As much as an artist, the artistic side of me was very satisfied. I was like, this was so convincing that if people think this is who I am, then this was really, it means I've done a good job. Like, I don't want anyone to come and tell me, good job, well done. For me, that was it as an artist. But then there's the other side of me, because Mwix is not far from the artist. So Mwix is over there wondering, hey, how can people be this mean? How can you say these things to me? Because yes, I'm acting, but this is my face, it's my body, it's my everything that is there in that situation. And this is me you're calling a gold digger. Why? Why would you call me names? You know? So when you've not understood the craft, it can chase you away from it.
Yeah, I get it.
And you just decide, I don't want to do this. I just want to do roles that people are cheering me on. I just want to do roles that people are gonna love. I want to be the nice person. You won't always get those roles of being a nice person. And
so sometimes you'll be mean.
It doesn't make you don't grow as an artist when you're just comfortable with certain roles. You tell people, if I'm not being polite, then I cannot. Then what is acting? Because acting is basically being someone you're not.
Yeah.
If you want to be yourself, then don't act. Just do the usual career.
So Akina ask, we can be ourselves.
You guys can be yourselves. Since you're over here, we're taking a break.
You take a break from yourself.
We have that privilege. We always take those breaks from ourselves and disappear. Yeah. There's something I also don't want to forget about mentioning, and that is the society expectations that push artists. Should I say push us to crazy levels, to crazy limits? And I think it's really important, even as we're guiding the newcomers in the industry, or teenagers or children. I mean, people expect a lot. The minute people see you on TV, your status change.
Yeah.
People will change the way they used to talk to you. By the way, it starts with the society. It doesn't even start with the celebrities. For once, even these artists that you find, they've just gone all crazy. And they're like, hey, yo, what are you drinking? Pewa. Oh, yo, what's happening? Hey, I'm the one. It's because my fans have said, you're the one. My fans are the ones who start.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you find me saying, when you find me behaving that way, these people they've thrown me there.
Yeah.
You know. And enough times I've met people in a bus, in a matatu, and someone would look at me and they're like, you're an actor. See your Zawadi. Or see your so-and-so. They'll call me a role they've seen me play.
Yeah.
Even you get into buses, you take buses. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Like you shouldn't. Yeah.
You're in a matatu. I can't believe it. And you're there wondering, okay, where should I be? How should I move around now? Should I
with
fly?
Your own
Do I need a button that, there are those expectations. And for artists, I've seen a lot of artists falling for that. And as you said, your own car. But not because you cannot afford your own car. What will you do? You go for car hire. Because why not? Because, you have the money that can afford you a car for a few days. Yeah. Move around and prove a point to the society. Meet the expectations, not even proving a point. Meet the expectations of this society. And I've seen that throwing artists to crazy levels. You will they've ended up in debts.
Debt is a big one, yeah.
They end up in debts because you're trying to impress. There are clothes you cannot wear. Like you'd see Mwix in this t-shirt and you're like, hey, Mwix, see this is a t-shirt you were wearing last month. Like, yeah, see, I washed it and I'm wearing it now. And they're like, no, but you're on TV. Why you cannot be shooting videos with the same clothes? And I'm like, but they're my clothes. Why not? But then people are giving in to these expectations from the society, and you cannot afford to be seen with the same outfit that you wore in something else. You know, like when you go to town, when you show up in town in this outfit, then throw it away, or I don't know, burn it, get rid of it, because you don't expect to see you in the same outfits again, you know?
Yeah.
You cannot live in certain places. Why are you living in certain places and you're famous? No, we don't want you to do that. So people will take loans. People will, because they want to get a car really fast.
Yeah.
And you're forgetting these shows. I mean, these shows are not like The Bold and the Beautiful that is going to run for 100 years. The show will come, it will run for 2 years, 3 years, and the story is done. There's another show coming in.
Yeah.
You know, because also, again, the audience right now is really impatient. They have a million options. So you cannot keep on showing us the same thing for, I don't know how many years.
Yeah.
So you've rushed, artist has rushed, taken that loan, gotten that car, because I don't want to meet people in matatus and feel all awkward and feel like, you know, I'm not supposed to be here. Yeah. So the show ends, and I'm not even done clearing this loan, clearing this debts. What will I do now? Oh, yo, people, help me. Oh, yo, people, hey, my fans, where are you? My fans have gone to the next superstar. You're not a star anymore. We cannot relate.
Oops. Yes.
Yeah, you're not. It is just as simple as that. From the fans, when you're not a star, we cannot relate.
Yeah. Because back to that thing that you had said earlier, the person they know is not you, they know the artist. That's the artist is the one that they know.
The fans are after the artist, not you.
Yeah.
And you're there feeling all loved by the fans and being psyched up by the fans. Oh man, you need to see my DM. My DMs, sometimes I get an inbox and they're like, oh, Zawadi, you're such a nice girl. Oh, Zawadi, I'm in love with you. Give me your number, Zawadi. And you're thinking, do you even know who you're in love with?
Yeah, you're in love with Zawadi.
Exactly. And whose number are you asking
on screen?
for? You're asking for Wix's number. Yeah.
Zawadi doesn't have a number.
Zawadi doesn't have a number. Like this page that I'm running on Facebook is not for Zawadi. Wix is the one who is running that page, and Wix is the one who is carrying Zawadi around. So
yeah.
You I don't think you want to meet Wix. You know,
oh gosh.
And it has landed. I've seen artists landing into problems because of that. Someone comes there and they're like, yo, yeah, you know, we have this connection, because every role you're playing, you're representing someone somewhere. Yeah, and people are gonna connect with you whether you like it or not. Even as a musician, there are musicians who sing things that don't even relate to, they don't relate to the things they sing. When you meet them in person, they're not the things they sing. They're just introverts that are just seated over there and not talking. And you'll go and say, so and so is a snob. They're not snobs.
They were performing.
They just know how to sing. They just know how to sing on the mic and performances. They know how to do conversation. You fell for the artist you saw on stage. You fell for the artist you were listening on radio. Not this person, not this person.
Yeah.
And sometimes we lose it when we get carried away. And you feel, oh, people are asking for my number. Oh, yeah, I'm the one. Ah, okay, cool. Okay, here's my number. Let's meet up.
Then when you crash, you crash.
You meet up, and these people will be fast. They'll be disappointed in the person you are. Because when someone is coming to meet Zawadi, they're expecting to meet this polite girl who is just smiling and laughing and, oh, hi, okay, yeah. And then you come and meet Mwix, and Mwix is Mwix.
Yeah, vicious.
Yeah, Yani, finished. And even for the artist, it leaves them drained. It leaves them really drained, because you will suffer so much trying to accommodate people. Yeah. Trying to play that role, and you're playing it on screen and off screen, and it's tiring because off screen no one is paying you to play that role.
Very true.
You're not being paid, so it is just draining you. Nothing is coming in, nothing is helping, nothing. You're getting nothing. And you're there trying to be that person, and it doesn't work. And as a person now, it will leave you empty. That's what Mark was the emptiness that Mark was mentioning earlier. Yeah. That's where emptiness comes from.
Yeah.
Because you have given your best as this character to feed this character. You're done playing that role, but you've not gone back to yourself, because that self of yours is not there. When you are busy playing this role, the real you was also busy living that life, and you forgot the life that you were living before that role.
So they got lost in that space.
You get lost in that space, and that's it. There's no you to go back to.
Yeah. There's somebody who's commented and said,
yes,
that I think self-awareness for parents is important. And I think even this comment is taking us back to where we started from about proving a point. And says once a parent understands that each child is unique, then they can help the child accept him or herself. Yeah. So believe it or not, we are out of time, but I wanted to use this. Yes.
No way.
Yeah. If you had any points, we are going to organize to have them said another time.
Okay. So, I have a lot of them. Okay.
I want to jump on this one for the parent understanding that each child is unique, and bring it round to the stuff that you have basically said today. You said that you need to have people, you need to have like friends before you become famous.
Yeah.
So for that, I'd like to say that when parents are supporting teens as far as mental wellness is concerned and trying to live a glamorous life, you need to help them with socialization. You need to sort of like help them make friends and make the right friends before they start believing their own hype. So they need that friend who can sort of like ground them. Then the other thing that I got that you said is, when you were talking about when everybody else is being booed, then home is where you can go and be hugged. I think for all of us, home needs to be a safe space.
Yes.
When there's the jungle out there, everything is going the way it's going, you need to have a place to call home. And I think that's the role of, like you said, us guys, the parents, the adults in these young people's lives, we need to create a space for home. And then there's a part of, now for me, because I have interacted with many creative young people, I know they make mistakes. Amongst the things that you didn't even get to mention, you started with talking about debt and things like that. But I know I have seen lots of young people end up getting into drug use. You see, like the role you're playing right now is a junkie role. Now imagine if you actually got into using drugs. You get? So there's lots of young people who get to a point where they're using drugs just to, number one, to survive or to fit a certain picture. Then there are those who want to post because they're looking for followers. You talked about beef, but I'm seeing lots of young girls, especially, posting nudes of themselves.
Yeah.
Then there are all those scandals that come, as in real scandals that come out, out of it. I feel as though as parents, we also need to have that grace and give that grace of allowing a U-turn. Allowing this young person to go chase fame, but come back and be grounded somewhere. Yeah. So I think at the very least, almost even as we are concluding this, we ourselves have issues about proving a point. And it's no surprise that when our kids are chasing fame, then they also try to prove a point.
Yeah.
Then there's all of this. We had talked about the message in the mess, where there's all of this stuff that goes on behind. Almost like we are communicating one thing, and we're communicating we need help, but it's a very messy message that we are sending. And so if we tie all of this together, I say we need to build our young people's and teenagers' resilience, that ability to just bounce back. And I feel if they're going to go this route of glamour and getting behind the cameras and getting behind the selfie sticks and everything else, blogging and vlogging, then they also need to understand that they need to be versatile. It's not that acting and fame and glamour is not a big deal. It is a big deal. It could be their thing, but they also need to be versatile, even within that acting, because you did not come out of the entertainment industry. You used production and other journalism alongside the acting.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's what we owe. And those are some of the things I'm getting out of what you have talked about today.
And even, sorry, just it is something that I even mentioned to artists when we're having these discussions about other things that people are doing. And I tell them, if you're able to go back to school and learn something. If you're able, go back and learn, because the people will be like, I don't have the finances to go. Right now, there are a lot of opportunities, even online, where you can pursue some courses even for free and learn something at the end of it. But it's, even for the young people who are like, I can't wait to finish school and come for acting. And I'm like, what else do you want to do? Where are you planning to go to school? Where do you want to go study that? Where do you want to? Because it is not just, don't just run there. You need to have that backup. And if you're able to learn, education is really important. It is so important. I think sometimes people underestimate education, but if you're in a position to learn, just learn. You're on mute, Shalom.
And I'm saying education is not maths, English, geography, biology. Education is about learning.
Learn something. Have a skill.
Learn something. Learn to learn.
Yeah. Learn to learn. Just learn to learn. Yeah.
Yeah. And yes, I think, because we'll never finish this conversation, by the way.
Yes.
Excuse me, please, can I butt in? And
okay, yes, please. Before we get out, yes.
Yes, Proverbs 29:22 says, show me a skilled man. He will not perform before obscure men. He will perform before kings. So what does that tell you about skills?
That we need them.
Yes.
The artist is saluting you. That is a perfect way to end this.
Oh, yes.
Yes, show me skills and you will perform before kings.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think there's a version that says that your greatness or your talent or something will put you before kings.
Yeah, your talent will put you will die.
So that's the thing that you need to actually be working on. Work on your skills, develop yourself, grow yourself. And I guess most teens won't know how to do that on their own.
Yeah.
That then becomes our role to actually encourage them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this goes both ways. I'm hoping that those who are young enough and getting into that world have actually gotten something from what Mooks was sharing. And for those of us who are on this other side, more often than not pulling down these young people, we're going to get to the point where we support them because what they're doing is a big deal. And then our support for them should not be to move them away from what they want as much as support that thing that they're doing. Yeah, and so I'm hoping we can continue having these conversations. Thank you so much, all of you, for joining us. And yeah, we look forward to having more conversations. We'll be talking about the next topic on social media, and we'll be asking in different forums what you would like us to cover in the next series. So it's been real. Mwix, asante sana for being here for the month. Thank you, Mark. And thanks to those of you who have been here over and over every single week. We look forward to having conversations like this. Any parting shot, Mwix?
Wow. Parting shots. Artists need a system. Yeah. So for young artists, for teenagers who want to become artists or who are practicing art, let's be there for them. Let's guide them. And for, there's something Nyansky sang in one of his songs. And he said, "Hii industry na mademon, uko sure unataka fame?"
Wow.
Yeah. So every time people want to be famous, that is the phrase that comes to my mind. I'm like, oh man, there are demons in this industry. Are you sure you want fame? Because not everyone is in this game because of the same reasons that you're in the game for.
Yeah.
You're jumping in there saying you're passionate about storytelling, and there's someone who is just there to be famous. And this is a person who'll go somewhere and they want to record all the controversial kind of videos and throw them online for them to trend. They're the people calling gutter press and telling them what is happening, creating stories for them to be featured in paparazzi. Like in Kenya, we don't have those paparazzis who follow people everywhere. No, these people are the ones who call these people on them because they want to be relevant.
Yeah.
You know, so if you're in a position to guide a young person who is passionate about arts, please do that, because man, we need guidance. This industry is something else, but with the right guidance, I believe we can do so much.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You so much.
And as usual, God's blessings to you all. We'll see you the next time. Bye-bye.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Good night. And bye-bye. Yeah.